Hey there, planners. Today I'm going to be talking about how and why I update my planning system on a quarterly basis. We are fast approaching a new quarter in the fall season of the year, and I'm going to be switching things up in my planning system again. And I want to talk a little bit about why I do that. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. All right, before I dive right in, for those of you who are new to Planning Annie, welcome. I'm super excited that you're here. Here at Planning Annie, we are a community of planning enthusiasts. We love our planning systems, our planning tools. We love getting things done, nailing a to-do list. We also love our supplies, notebooks and stickers and pens and all the stationery items. We talk all about those things on this channel. So if that sounds like something that you would enjoy, we truly hope that you will consider subscribing, becoming part of our community, and make sure you jump down in the comments below and engage with us. We love to share our ideas with each other, so ask questions, answer questions, give some ideas down in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. I'm super excited to share with you kind of a peek behind the curtain as I am beginning to think about my next planner. So as you guys know, I am currently in my ultimate summer Erin Condren Franken planner, and I am absolutely loving it. We are approaching the last month that I have in this planner, which is August. Just getting started with that. So I am beginning to think about what is next. Obviously, this baby is getting full and fat, so I can't put any more months in here, and this was just intended to be my very fun summer planner. So what happens after this? That's what I'm starting to think about, and I kind of wanted to bring you along in how I do that, because I get so many questions from you all about, why do I update my planner system every quarter, and how do I do that? Now, you may be asking, what is this book? We don't recognize this. Well, this is my in the background scribble book that I don't bring out very often. This is a B6ology that I keep very messy notes in and just kind of scribble. And I love having a scribble book. It's one of my favorite things to kind of keep in the background. I did share this setup earlier this year, but I said at that time, you probably won't see it very much. So this is a B6ology. It's got a cover on it. I put some, decorations here on the front, and then I've got the pockets all fun. I love the purple. This cover is from Impressions. This is a B6 Traveler's Notebook cover, and it's got the big pocket in the back. It's all kinds of fun stuff in here, and I've got like Coffee Monster Co. and Erin Condren and just lots of fun stuff in here. So the way I use this notebook is just to capture messy, scribbly notes and ideas when I'm thinking through something and I want to journal about it, or I want to kind of make a messy list or do a mind map. This is what I reach for. So this is in my planner collection. It's just not something you guys see very often. What I wanted to share with you is the notes that I'm making and sort of how I'm thinking through my next planner system for this fall that will begin in September and go through, I don't know, October, November, maybe the end of the year. I'm not really sure. I'm still working through some of that stuff. So I should warn you right up front, this is not going to be clean, camera-worthy material. This is my active brain dumping process. So what you're going to see is not really, very mapped out and certain and pretty, but it's a peek into the process that I use to kind of think through, what I want to do for the next quarter. All right, and as I open up to the first page that this begins, you can already see why I gave so many warnings, because really, we're talking about scribbles and messy notes, but honestly, that's what this book is for me, and, I think everybody should have a place like this. Some of you, it may be actually in your planner. For others of you, it may be somewhere else. Just have a place where you can get messy with your planning and your journaling. So let me start by answering the question, why do I update my planner system every quarter? There's a couple of different reasons why. All right, so the first reason is because I think planner piece is a total fallacy, and It just doesn't, planner systems just don't stay static. Your needs don't stay static. And I find seasonal changes bring about, for me, different activities and different needs. I have a video that I recently put out about planner piece, all about planner piece and what is it, and why is it so elusive. I will have that listed down in the description box below if you want to hear more about kind of my thoughts about planner piece and how we should be thinking about planner piece instead of what we typically think about, which is I'm going to find this magic product that is going to solve all my problems, and this is going to be the only planner I ever need. That's just not the case. And what I find is, in the summer, I am traveling more. We are making memories more because my daughters are spending more time at home, for the one that is off at college, and, we are doing more things as a family, like, family trips and vacations and going to cool places and having experiences and things like that. So that brings a whole different set of planner needs in the system and the actual physical product than in the fall, which is where I have a lot of family gatherings and celebrations and memory making going on. And, sports are in the mix, and we're actually, I feel like every season we're busy, but we're busy in a different and unique way in every season. So, the fall is like peak activity from a sports, athletics standpoint for my kids. And there's just different needs in that way. So all that to say, seasonal changes bring different planning needs for me, which is part of the reason why every quarter I kind of look at my planning system and say, what am I going to need for the quarter ahead? The other reason I look at this quarterly is because I really love planners and I like to use all the planners and I get bored. And if, as much as I love this planner, if I was going to try to stay in this all year long, first of all, it would be way too fat because I add so many stickers and other things. And secondly, I would get really bored with it. And I love planner products, so I like to use them, different planners in different ways in different seasons. So that is really the why behind why I switch up planning on a quarterly basis. Now let me talk about the how. How do I actually start the process of thinking about it? And that's what I want to go through. So I opened up to a blank page and I just started making lists. I started making a bulleted list of what am I actually using and enjoying, and it's very valuable to me. And I just started making a list of that. My inbox page, it's one page, it's very valuable. My meal planning page, it's one page, it's very valuable. My 2-page monthly spread, very valuable for me right now. My monthly brain dump, my monthly dashboard, my weekly pages for scripture writing, right? So I'm specifying, hey, I've tried a couple of different things in weekly pages recently, and the thing that is the most valuable to me is using my weekly pages for scripture writing. Daily pages for planning and memory keeping, notes pages for everything else, right? So I'm starting to just think about what is working for me, what is valuable, what have I tried. And this also, another way to approach this is to say what's not working for me, right? All right, and then I actually went through the process of, and I do this occasionally, I actually went through the process of drawing out. So let me just draw out what I think I need. So from a content planning standpoint, planning content for this channel takes up space in my planning system. I have to have a way to capture that and to track it, and there's things to do there, right? So I actually spent the time, I'll bring it in a little closer so you can see it. So for content planning, right, I want a monthly calendar, and this is how I want to use that monthly calendar. I need a weekly space, and this is what I would capture on the weekly space, right? And so it's very messy, it's very scribbly, but I'm just really thinking through tactically what it is from a layout standpoint that I need, and what is it that I would use that layout for. Okay? Same thing for faith planning. I just spent the time to draw out What would I put on a monthly calendar? Does it need to be 1 page or 2 pages? You know, how much space does it need to take up? What would I put on the monthly calendar? If I had a dashboard page, like how would I have a faith dashboard page and how would I use that? And then weekly, how would I break up the weekly and use the weekly sections? I kept going with health. So my health is something that I like to track, to plan for, to capture what happened and kind of log. So what would that look like? How would I ideally like to have that laid out? I made a little list here, you know, notes and reference sections. What are some things that can go on just blank note pages? What would I use them for? And then for catch-all, like, what does that look like? For everything else outside of health and content and faith, you know, all the other activities, what does that look like? And actually spent the time drawing out, you know, what does it look like? I need a dashboard page. I need a brain dump page. I need a daily page. You know, what about a weekly roundup page? Do I need that? And what would I put on it? So I actually went through all of that. And then I asked myself, how am I going to interface with this planner? So I'm starting to think about, okay, put day in the life, right? What am I doing on a daily basis? What am I going to do if I had all of this set up like this? How would I interface with this planning system on a monthly basis? What activities would be required? So I would have to set up monthly calendars for content or have them already set up for faith, for health. You know, how would I interface with this on a weekly basis, on a daily basis? Just asking that question and kind of making notes about how I think it would work, what would be good or bad about that. And then the other question to always ask is format. Now, you guys know, if you spent any time on this channel at all, that I have been through pretty much every planning format there is. Digital, physical, traveler's notebook, spiral bound, ring bound, disc bound, book bound, like I've all of the sizes, big, little, small, you know, personal wide, B6, B5, all of it, right? I've been through all of it. And so I like to think about, given what I have kind of mapped out that I need, right? All of these things are the things that I need. Let me go through each format. And so I did. I said, you know, number 1, book bound or bullet journal, right? What are the pros and cons? And I know this is so messy, it's probably very hard to read. But, you know, here's my cons list, right? It'd be a lot of drawing. Would I even have enough pages? It would bulk up very quickly. It's great for archiving, right? Some pluses. I love notebooks. I love stickers. I can make the stickers work for it. It's great for memory keeping, right? So I just went through every format. Disc bound. Here's all the pros and cons. Rings. Here's all the pros and cons. Spiral. Here's all the pros and cons, right? And then I actually, what I'm not going to show you is I went into, based on this list, where I think I'm headed. I went into more details about how it would work. So I'm not going to get into that yet because I'm not quite ready to share that with you. But I really just wanted to show you how I take the time to ask myself questions and really think through the planning system that I currently have, looking ahead to the next season and what I think I'll need there in the next season. So I wanted to just give you the peek behind the curtain of how that happens. And this is, you know, real time. This is the time that I start thinking about the next season of planning. So I really hope this gives you some ideas and lets you in on sort of the behind the scenes activity as I'm thinking about the next planning system. I would love to hear all of your questions and thoughts and comments. Do you change or update your planning system on a regular basis? If so, how do you do that? What's the process that you use? And does this give you any ideas or, you know, make you think that Planning Annie is absolutely nuts for going through this level of detail every season? I would love to hear all of that down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this, and as always, thanks for planning with me.